Welcome back. I am Sarah Mackenzie, reading as Sora for Sora's Sky Messages. Last week I bumbled my way through a deck review or walkthrough of the Thoth deck, and so we are going to use it for our pick-a-piles for today. For those of you who are new here, all you have to do is decide which pile. I'm going to have 3 piles of 3. You decide which one is right for you. And then you can go ahead to that point in the video. I put the readings up as chapters, so you can just go ahead and get the one that's most relevant for you. While I am shuffling, I'm going to thank you for liking and subscribing and supporting us on this way. Because these videos go up on the Patreon on Wednesday, there are still a couple days left of the Kickstarter. So I cannot tell you whether we're funded or not, even though by the time this goes up, we will know. To the public, we will know. So I wanted to thank everybody who's been supporting us in that endeavor. Do updates on that soon. But for now, I'm going to give you 3 piles of 3. I ask you to take a deep breath. Decide which one is your reading. You can pause it if you need to. But we have 1, 2, and 3. And I am going to be starting now with pile number 1. We have the 2 of Wands, Dominion. The 3 of Cups, Abundance. And the 6 of Cups, Pleasure. The 2 of Wands, to me, has always been about, or I don't know about always. I think so. The 2 of Wands is very much my card of either choice that you make, or either path that you take when you're up against a choice of 2. Either one's going to be the right one. Either one's also going to be the wrong one. And that sounds ridiculous, but the reason for that is sometimes we have to take a path or start out on a path that may or may not be right, but we have to do it so that we know. Because if we were to just start out on the right path, we would always have questions in our head. We would always be wondering. So in a lot of ways, this is a card of being brave and being ready to venture out, knowing that it may be a mistake, but knowing that whatever you're going to learn is so valuable, and that if you do not try it, you will regret it and you will think about it. So in some ways, it's the card of no regrets, right? Because it's like, jump in, do it, find out it's not for you, and do something else. But it can be really hard. So it's asking you to take that chance and understand that it may take a while before you get why whatever happens is going to happen. Moving into the 3 of Cups, here called Abundance, which I love because I think about the 3 of Cups as celebrating and not inherently celebrating an accomplishment, celebrating for the sake of celebrating life. So this abundance to me is the abundance of happiness. This is the abundance of love. This is knowing that you have a great support system, you have people who love you, and that letting that be enough. I like them together because it says to me that you have people who will let you joke about the hard stuff. Kind of that it's hard now, but one day we'll look back and laugh. It's saying, why not laugh about it now? Life isn't that serious. And then the 6 of Cups, we have Pleasure, which I actually prefer to Nostalgia. But to me, it's more of a good memories. So I love that. I love that with those 2 cards, right? Because we're talking about things that seem like mistakes, but aren't. This is that creating the stories that you're going to tell people, the stories you're going to tell your grandkids. Like, it's almost creating that nostalgia, creating that your own pleasure in terms of happiness and getting people excited to listen and just living your life to the fullest. So today, this week, however this shapes up, enjoy the adventure, enjoy the ride, and know that it will make for some really interesting stories someday. Moving on to the second pile, we have the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. The Ace of Cups is my cup runneth over. It's a card of just overflowing emotion and happiness. I do often talk about how emotions can be overwhelming, even if they're happy. So it's kind of the happy tears card. But with the Ten of Cups, it also says that you are heading in the right direction in terms of your relationships. And that can be romantic love matches, but it can also be friendship. I mean, this emotions and relationships, this goes across all of the important things in your life. This is the emotional, sentimental connection. So it says that the people you have around you, the people you are bringing in, are the ones that'll probably be around for a long time, especially with the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is the happy endings card, and while that can be things like marriage, it can just also be finding that place. It can be accomplishing a goal. It just has to be a goal that is a more sentimental type of thing. I love to have the Ace with the 10 because it's a full cycle, and there's that idea of a repeating cycle. And if you pull the right people in, you absolutely get the right rewards, and it can continue to cycle. So it says that relationships will just keep getting better and better, or whatever it is that you're emotionally attached to. These things in life that are important to you, that fill your heart, they're going well, they're going to keep going well. Feed the cycle. Now, the Six of Discs is a card of success, as it says, but it is also the card that I always feel ask that you be compensated, especially to see it with a whole bunch of cups. Because, like we talked about, it doesn't have to be people. It is whatever you are emotionally attached to. So if you are like a small business owner, if you are somebody whose work is directly related to something that you love, and not just like really loving doing your job, that's great. Everyone should at least like their job. This is a attachment in which something that brings you happiness is also something that you are giving or doing for somebody. So it can be small business. Usually it's the very small kind. It's essentially, if you love doing it, make sure that you are compensated enough that you can keep doing it. Compensated doesn't have to be money. If it is something like a hobby business, though, if it's something where you're only charging for the materials, or not even that, if you're like, I love these, so I'm just going to keep making them, but it interferes with other things, you're going to stop loving it. So this isn't go out and make it a business, because that's honestly also a great way to stop loving something. I am fortunate enough that I really love what I'm doing, but that is because I have checks and balances in place to keep me from losing that. And so I'm just feel like the cards are asking you something similar, to make sure that you have balance so that you can keep having that cycle of happiness. Moving on to the third pile, we have the Four of Cups. Here, luxury. The Prince or Knight of Wands. And the Three of Discs. Works. So the Four of Cups is often a card of things being just out of reach. I like here that it's a luxury because it asks if it is worth it. One of the questions with the Four of Cups is the universe keeping this away from you because it's bad? Or do you just need to try a little bit longer? Do you need to give yourself a break? And luxury is different for everyone, but there is something to... Is the reason you want it so much connected to the name? If there is something that would be a little less work or a little less money, or it would suck up less of your resources, but make you just as happy, is there something out there you can go for instead? When you get what's in that fourth cup and you are able to drink it, will you feel like the effort was worth it? Is there a dupe out there that would do just as well? Something to think about. I just think of the Four of Cups as a very reflective card because it's kind of that, why is it so hard? Also, why don't you have it yet? Like, there's so many aspects and things you can think of, but when he speaks to luxury, that turns it to, why is it that you want it? Is it because it will make you happy, or is it because you think you will achieve a certain level of status? So that's just something, if there's something in your life you're having a really hard time grasping onto, some reflective work. The Prince or Knight of Wands is a card of adventure. And you can see, I mean, look at that. The way it lights up with the lion. I love that after the Four of Cups, because it's like after you do that reflection and you look and you say, oh, maybe this isn't what I need. And you can head out on that adventure. You can start looking for what you're actually passionate about, and you can go somewhere really amazing with it. Following up with the Three of Discs, which she calls works, that is usually a card of teamwork. Now, often I see it as, are you the one doing all the work? Is this a fair shake? But when you look at it as works, it feels like projects, and that pulls in more of a collaboration method. This kind of says once you change your direction and start looking for something else, you also want to surround yourself with the people who can help you get there. It's a new fourth cup, but you shouldn't be heading out for it on your own. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful week, and good luck.